Well, what's the sense? We're learning about it here in your community every Wednesday at the Sage Exchange, and we're with the owner again, Tamara, and she's been offering some great advice, tips on decorating, on gardening, and it's all done on a strict budget, right?
Totally budget. I've learned with having all my children like pennies.
Pennies.
But you know, there's a lot of good resources that are all around us, and you'd be surprised what you can do with nothing.
Today we're working with pallets. You know, you think about throwing out pallets once you have them, but what do we do here? We're talking about gardening, right?
I love pallets. I love them, love them, love them. It's totally free wood. And companies all over have them laying outside. Go get them. There's tons of things you could do with pallets. I'll have that on my website too. What I love, what I just fell in love with was the garden. Now this was just pretty much planted. I have some tips with this. I love these because they're space savers. We have a deck at our home. You can have these on the ground, which they're very pretty if you have a lot of room, but they can hang. And all you do is you take some hooks,
right?
You know, when you're putting in, and you just can hang them. Now they are heavy,
right?
So you really got to get light potting soil. But I'll have all that, like the tips on how to do.
So this is neat because, again, I'm always looking for stuff that you can do with your kids, and if you have an apartment and you don't have a lot of space, or you don't have a front yard or a backyard, it's where do I dig this garden? Or if you have a house and you don't really have a backyard, where do I put it? Well, this is a great idea. Now, what are some of the things that you mixed and matched with
I did.
with flowers and with your seasonings and such, correct?
I did. There's some herbs in there. There's some flowers. There's cabbage and lettuce and some spinach. On the top, I put moss because moss is very, very absorbent. It holds the moisture, and it will keep the moisture going down, you know, because it goes down.
Right.
So I would suggest, though, putting your herbs on the top just because they're lighter.
Okay, now, if you want to keep this flat, that's okay. You can put it just
totally flat.
And then you could like spray paint these or make this
Colors.
decorative, let the kids put their names on it, which is so creative.
Chalkboard paint's great.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You know, if you just paint whatever, but they're so fun and they're so easy. But pretty much just hanging them, I just think is great because the animals won't, you know, on the ground too, that if they're hanging on your decks, they look so pretty.
All right, so this again, you could check out Tamara's website and join us here every Wednesday on FYI. Next week, what about those old tires you see outside? Well, we're gonna put them to good use.